Hey everyone, welcome to Buzzing About Romance Happy Hour. We haven't been here since the beginning of September with Readathon, so we are excited to be back. And with us for this happy hour is Avery Flynn. We are so excited to have her. Yay! I think you are one of our, we have, so today I did the math. We have reviewed your books for our quick shots. We've had you on the Readathon. You came on an episode with us. We did the happy hour with you and the other ladies of Dear Romance Writer. So the only thing we have left for you to complete the Buzzing About Romance trifecta is Drunk Book Club.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. I am in
So-
favor of this. I would like to earn my frequent flyer wings.
Yeah, so we're going to have to
yes.
arrange a Drunk Book Club.
I'm in favor of this.
We are so
Avery
in
can be
favor.
our unofficial co-player.
She could be a co-player. Look, I wore my co-player t-shirt just for you tonight, Leah.
I see that.
So yes, welcome everybody. We are excited to have you here and to celebrate Mama's Boy. We will not spoil it, but guys, I've been gushing for 4 days now about Dixon.
Mm-hmm.
Leah's like,
Really?
I get it. Oh yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
I waited to the last minute because I didn't want it to be over.
Yes.
So
Aw.
I read it last night and I stayed up really late because I needed to finish it. Because once I started, I couldn't stop, of course. But then I was really sad because it was over.
Right, and we have to wait like a whole 30 days to get the next Cousins.
But it's only 30 days. Sometimes we have to wait
Right.
months.
I know.
Yes, this is true. This is true. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for reading. I'm glad you guys like Dixon. I like Dixon a lot. Obviously. And I love getting to bring in those Hardigans again, since Fiona, the heroine, is a Hardigan. But that I don't know what it is about that family, but I just have a blast with them.
We
They're
adore
amazing.
and love
Amazing.
the Hardigans.
I want to be a Hardigan. I just want to go to Hardigan family brunch.
Well, you know, I actually just made new swag.
Oh yeah.
It is I survived a Hardigan meal, I think, something like that. It's a t-shirt, and the other one says I'm part of the Hardigan group chat for all their text streams. And you guys can get that link through my website, and all of the money goes to Feeding America. So that's my plug.
Yeah.
I made
Your
you do
swag is
that.
amazing. I have the Ice Knights hoodie, and my girl child actually has an Ice Knights hoodie, and everyone's like, who are the Ice Knights? And she's like, my mom's romance fake hockey team that she likes. And she's 16, so she like rolls her eyes. Like,
Well,
as
you
she
know, at
says.
16 they roll their eyes at everything, so it's okay.
Versus, now this is funny because this is actually kind of partly your fault, Avery.
Oh,
So
good.
you introduced us to Roan Parrish,
Mhm.
and which we adore. She's Leah's best friend.
Love.
Like,
She is my best friend.
she is her best friend.
Yes.
Roan confirmed it live on an episode.
Well, she didn't say best friend. She just said friend live on an episode, and I just
That's
took it
the
as
same
that
thing
step.
with Roan. She is not super effusive on that. So I take that as you guys definitely are in each other's seventh weddings.
Oh my god,
So,
that's
yes.
so funny. So anyway, the girl child, I had gotten an advance copy because Roan had a release today too, but
Yes.
I had gotten an advance copy for her Lights on Knockbridge Lane, and my girl child had read the other two books and just loved them, like is in love and obsessed. So she was reading it at her play rehearsal during a break, and her friend's like, oh, what are you reading? She's like, oh, it's an advance copy of a book my mom read. It's queer romance. I love it. And she went on and on about that. But the Ice Knights, she's just like, it's my mom's romance hockey team.
It's my mom's romance.
And I'm like,
But she raves about Roan.
but she waves about Road, but makes fun of our
You
hockey
know
team.
what? The world should rave about Roan. So yes.
I agree.
And Roan does such good, like heartfelt, like it's not like angsty without it being angsty for the sake of angst. It's not that. It is just literally, she is so good at the feelings.
Mhm.
She
So
is.
good at the feelings.
She
I
brings
love
the
it.
feelings.
I just love her TikToks though, because she's like, it's a Hallmark movie, just really, really gay,
Just
Super
really, really
gay.
gay.
super gay.
Yeah,
That was
super gay.
super, super gay.
Anyway, so
Super
let's
gay.
get back to Mama's Boy. But guys, if you haven't bought Lights on Knockbridge Lane by Roan Parrish, it came out today. Also, it's a blue labeled Harlequin. Pick it up. It's amazing.
It is. And it's, wait,
Mama's
hold
Boy.
on. Got to do
there's
this for
more.
Road. It is the very first queer romance from Harlequin in
Mhm.
that line, which is insane in the year 2021 that it's first, but it is the first. So that's awesome as well.
Yeah, it shouldn't have taken this long.
It's a
It's an
great
amazing
book.
story. Pick it up. But let's get back to Mama's Boy and Miss Avery Flynn. Leah, do you want to read Avery's bio?
I shall.
You could give us the cliff notes since we all know her.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to
Don't
read
go
the
to
whole
sleep,
thing.
everybody.
We'll just sit
USA
here and drink.
Today and Wall Street Journal best-selling romance author Avery Flynn has 3 slightly wild children, loves a hockey-addicted husband, and is desperately hoping someone invents the coffee IV drip. She fell in love with romance while reading Joanna Lindsay's Mallory books. It wasn't long before Avery had read through all the romance offerings at her local library. Needing a romance fix, she turned to Harlequin's 4 books a month home delivery service to ease the withdrawal symptoms. That worked for a short time, but it wasn't long before the local bookstore staff knew her by name. Avery was a reader before she was a writer, and she hopes to always be both. She loves to write about smart-ass alpha heroes who are as good with a quip as they are with her other God-given talents. Her heroines are feisty, fierce, and fantastic, brainy and brave. These ladies know how to stand on their own 2 feet and knock the bad guys off theirs.
Yes.
Yes.
So
She's
rules of the
also
night.
addicted to alliteration.
Alliterations.
You like
Which is
those
okay.
F words.
I do.
We will talk about
I
that
like
obsession
F
with
words.
F. Because Leah's having a bit of a problem. Before you hopped on, we were going back and forth. And I said, Leah, can you name all the hard... I'm terrible at names. Everybody knows that. Like Becky, worst at names. So I said, Leah, can you name all the Hardigans? And she has a list, but she's
I have
missing one.
6. No. Yeah, I have 6.
6.
I'm missing
That's-
one.
You're missing one. I don't even know if I can get them all.
We'll
We'll
see.
ask. So rules of the night, you can ask all the questions in the chat and we'll do our best to answer them. In the description of the video are the links to all the places to connect with Avery. If you follow, like, and subscribe at the end of the night, one lucky person is going to win an e-copy of Mama's Boy gifted from us and a Buzzing About Romance hoodie because it's sweatshirt season.
Sweet.
So-
It is. It is sweatshirt season for sure.
It is sweatshirt season. So, Avery, we're going to kick this off in our traditional bees way. What are you drinking?
Okay. Aha. So because you told me that it was National Beer Day, which I sadly was not aware of, we had this in our fridge. It's called Oh Dark 30.
Ooh.
It is a Irish extra stout, and it is from a local brewery here. And the brewery I love is called Six Bears and a Goat. That is the brewery's name.
That's awesome.
That's a great name.
And that is my beer that I am drinking. And it's actually super, super good if you like dark beer and stuff.
I do like a dark beer.
I do like a dark beer. Leah, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a pumpkin ale from Blockhouse Brewing, and it's down in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, so not too far from me. It's pretty good. I'm not like super big on the pumpkin beers, but this it has a lot of spice to it, which I like.
Nice.
What are you drinking tonight, Becky?
Well, I was going to have a mimosa in honor of Hardigan brunch, but our orange juice is all bad because we do not drink orange juice in our house. We just don't.
Oh my God. I didn't even know. I mean, yes, mentally I knew that
Yeah.
orange juice could go bad. I've just never seen it happen.
We even buy the little tiny 6-pack of bottles, like the single serving bottles, so that only one gets opened as you use it because we just are not juice drinkers in our house.
And it went bad.
They expired on Monday and they were bad. And I tasted them. My husband's like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Well, I had to make sure it was bad." He's like, "You said the color was dark." I was like, "Well, just got to check." I went with
Now
white
we
wine.
know that Becky is the one that will try anything. This is good to know.
I am the kid. I mean, like my children, the girl child will bring me the milk. She has a thing with expiration dates. Like she's very vigilant with her expiration dates. She'll bring me the milk and be like, "Is this good? Just let me try it. Let's see." Yes, I am that person in my house. So we are going to put the link to Avery's newsletter. Sign up for it. You can be in the know for all the things going on. I do like your newsletter. Keeps us
And there's a free read in there.
Ooh, okay. Make sure you guys signed up for that.
Who doesn't like a free read?
Yeah,
Right?
we do it's like a new story, and we do a scene a week, so you can follow along. And if you don't like little bits and pieces, you can just go and get it all at the end and read through it.
Okay, so let's get to know you a little bit better. Just not
Okay.
reading better. Pumpkin spice or peppermint mocha?
Pumpkin spice. I'm a basic white bitch.
You're a basic white bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I hate nutmeg. I can't do pumpkin spice.
I hate mint.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I am not a mint person.
Mint is only good in Girl Scout cookie form.
Frozen.
Frozen. Yes.
Okay, the knockoffs from Walmart are pretty stinking good. They're chocolate mint cookies. Yes, the knockoffs from Walmart. Same with their coconut caramel delights from Walmart are a great knockoff. Like,
because Samoas are mine. So
Aldi makes a good knockoff of that too. Oh, excuse me.
Okay, s'mores with chocolate bar or peanut butter cup?
Chocolate bar.
Going for the original,
I guess.
I like it with a peanut butter cup.
It's so good with a peanut. You know what else? It's
I
good
don't
with
think I've ever
Rolos.
seen that.
Rolos.
Rolos would be delicious.
Reese's started selling these like thin peanut butter cups where it's like half size, so it's not loaded with the peanut butter, and they make the perfect s'more. And they sell dark chocolate ones, which is even better.
Ooh, I love dark chocolate.
I do too.
Okay, sweater or hoodie? It's okay. There's no wrong answer.
I know, but I gotta go. I think I'll go with hoodie because occasionally you get the itchy sweater, and I hate the itchy sweater. And I've never had like itchy hoodies. So I'm gonna go with hoodie. That's my reasoning.
That is fair. I am going to put up in the chat Avery's TikTok. You have recently started making more TikToks over
being a goofball. Yes.
I love them. I laugh. I love TikTok. I get so
much fun with it.
Instagram, but it's so much fun to sit over there on TikTok. I'm obsessed with all the dog videos, like the one that's the happy dog sound. Like it just makes me so happy when I see that.
I love those, and I like finding funny ones and sending them to my husband and him being like,
We send them back and forth in our group chat, and we watch a lot of those Gregisms. Have you seen the Gregisms?
Oh,
Greg?
No.
He's so funny. We'll send you some.
Yes, please do.
He goes to like different stores and shops. He has a whole thing about bless.
But he was talking about a student and how she got like pushed.
He's a drama teacher down in New Orleans.
I think I have seen him.
He had a good one that was shared today.
Did he just do one about like he teaches drama, but he was talking about first grade drama?
Yeah, first grade lunch with the little girl.
First grade lunch.
Like she got pushed off the bench. Yeah.
Yep, that was today's love language. We love Greg. Yes. Okay, so new release, Mama's Boy. We've got these Beckett cousins, Dixon, Nash, and Griff. And Mama's Boy is Dixon's story.
Yes.
And he's a cinnamon roll.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He tries not to be, but the man needs a keeper. So yes.
Who is not his mom.
Who is not his mom. I was talking to somebody today and they're like, I really like his mom. She's not a good mom. I agree. She's a mess.
She is a mess.
She is a mess. Her heart's in the right place. She's just not right in the head.
There's a great story that Dixon shares in the book, and I don't want to spoil it, but it's about him playing the violin and the attractive woman, and he's wearing joggers.
So hard.
Yeah.
Oh my God, was dying.
The horribleness of that. Yeah. I think there are definitely some like pluses to being a dude, and there are definitely some minuses to being a dude.
Yes.
So, and the biggest plus, if you've got short hair, is walking out of the shower, just drying your head and being done. That's the biggest for me.
It's a big plus. I mean, peeing standing up isn't too terrible either. You never have to sit on a sketchy toilet.
Oh, trust me, I had to use a porta potty at a baseball tournament this weekend. I had that thought about how unfair life was.
That's the
That is love for
worst.
your children right there. Like that should be knitted on a pillow or something. Like
I used to porta potty for you.
I sat on sketchy toilet seats for you, buddy.
Yeah.
This is
Forget
how
the
much I
whole,
love you.
labor and delivery thing. I porta potty. All right.
Yeah, those are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. My girl child is at theater rehearsal and she's just texting me to tell me she's on her way home in her carpool so that when my dogs go crazy here in 5 minutes, we know why.
Well, no, yay, she's home.
She's home.
That's excellent news.
Okay, so like I said, Dixon is a cinnamon roll. He is the nicest guy, but he is put up walls.
He's kind of a hot mess of chaos in a way.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree with that. He really is. He really is.
Because he's with it, but then at the same time, like he's like a spiraler. Like,
yes, yeah.
But I loved him. I did want to junk punch him a couple times, but I did love him at the same time.
Yes, as one does. I think that is, sometimes people ask, like, what is your signature? I think that's probably my signature. The hero you love, but want to junk punch just a little.
It was funny because I was talking to Becky either yesterday morning or this morning, and we were talking about like getting ready for this. And I was like, so there were a couple times I wanted to dick punch Dixon, but I wanted to boob slap Fiona at the same time.
Yes.
But I still love her.
Yes. I think both of them, I think what was kind of fun about writing them was they each get in their own way. Mm-hmm. And so it was kind of fun to tackle two different ways of dealing with people fucking up their life because they get in their own way, basically, which they both totally do.
She does. She trips over herself. I mean, trying to be Fallon-esque. And for those that have read Fallon's story in Tomboy, she just speaks her truth. She is she's harsh and she speaks her truth. And Fiona tries to take that, but that's not who she is.
Yeah. New Fiona does not work for her.
No, Fiona does not work for her at all. And I think that was really fun to write her failing so miserably, trying to be a cold-hearted bitch. She just doesn't have it in her. She is not a bad bitch. She's a bad bitch.
Yeah, she so is. So is it hard to write the nice guy and still make them desirable? Because, we're all screwed up in our romance love. We usually kind of have a thing for the bad guy.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, I had an epiphany about this watching TikTok. So, somebody was right. The TikTok trend where it's like the character that awakens your sexuality. And somebody did, what was his name from Secrets of NEM? Justin? Was it Justin?
Justin. The mouse.
Do you remember the movie The Secret of NEM from
like the rats?
Years ago? Yes, the rats.
Yeah, it's Justin, I think.
Yes. And so their character was Justin. And I swear I was like, oh, I remember him. He was so nice, and then I flipped through and somebody else did one. And this probably just goes to show you that my For You page is a little scary. And it was Robin Hood, the Disney version, right? So it's a fox. I promise I'm not a furry. There's nothing wrong with being a furry. It's just not me. But I am sitting there and I'm like, oh my God. And it hit me. I'm like, all of my heroes are that guy. They are so solidly nice at the core that even when they're jerks, they're not really jerks. So I think that just happens to be the same, not the same guy, but what they all share in common. Yeah. So I think it would be harder to write an alpha hole, quite honestly. I don't think I would be good at that.
But I would say that Ivan from Loudmouth is a bit of an alpha hole.
Well, and Will is kind of just an asshole.
Yeah, all right.
But
okay, there's exceptions.
Peter Strauss
can do it.
Peter Strauss voiced Justin. Did you know Will Wheaton was in that movie?
Will Wheaton was in everything when we were little.
He played the Mouse Martin.
I did not realize that. Huh.
Anyway.
I loved that movie when I was little. That was like one of my favorites.
Yeah. But you say it's hard to write the alpha hole, but yeah, you're right. Will from Wedding Date Disaster,
He wasn't awful. He was. Mm.
You've got them all across the board there, lady.
Well, then I've discovered something new about myself.
Look at us.
Writer I
We just
thought
have to
I
tell
was.
Helping
her.
you along.
Yeah. You know what? I think maybe it's because I think to write them and to be in their head, maybe you have to see their side of it so much. So they all have their reasons to me.
They do. I mean, it's
Mhm.
There you go.
justified.
Yeah.
Okay, there is Avery's Instagram. Make sure you follow her on Instagram. She doesn't mind when her fans stalk her and tell her how much they love her books. So she doesn't seem to
No.
mind. She hasn't
My
blocked
ego
me yet,
loves
guys.
that. My
You'll
husband
find a way
might have a
around
problem with it. He's like, "Oh my God, people have been nice to you again." Yeah.
Right?
Damn them.
Okay,
it.
so we have to spend some time sharing the love of the Hardigans because
I love them.
this is maybe, and we have this November's theme for the podcast is families of romance, either birth family, related family, found family, family of choice. That's our theme in November. And Leah and I were listing top families of romance. Those Hardigans, like, get right
They're high.
up there.
Really?
They're one of the
Yes.
first ones
Cool.
that like we talk about, like when we talk about family series.
Well, you know, they completely happened by accident because I just made myself laugh one day. So I was writing The Charmer,
Mm-hmm.
and the heroine in that is Felicia. She's the youngest and only small Hardigan there is. Right. And I'm like, oh my God, how funny would it be if she comes from this huge family? And how funny it would be if all the kids' names started with F. Ha ha ha. That's so funny. Let me just Google really quick a bunch of kids' names that start with F. Ha ha ha. And then I ended up writing stories about them. So yeah, the Hardigans happened just because I made myself laugh one day.
That
Over
is like
things.
the best happy accident ever then.
It's
And
funny because
they're
that was
I
my
thought of the last
question.
Hardigan name.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you just
I got
remember
them
it?
all. I have
You
them
got
all.
them all.
And I had baby Hardigan on a nice list.
Oh, did you?
You had baby.
I did.
Okay, we'll get to those. Because that's what I was going to ask you when you first wrote The Charmer, which I love that series, you guys. If you have not read, The Charmer is the second book in that series. That is a great series. And another mama that you kind of have to love.
Yes.
She's a bit of a busybody. in that
She
book.
is.
She's a lot of mom.
Yes. She's a lot of mom. Can you tell I have a very strong mother?
It's okay. I can totally
Mother,
relate
it's not
to your
about
mom.
you. I'm sorry, Mom. It wasn't you. Take
Um,
it back.
I was going to say, did you ever imagine that these Hardigans would be as popular as they are? Because, I mean, that's one of the first things when you like suggest one of your books, everyone's like, oh, is it a Hardigan book? Well,
Yeah.
no, you know, those are these books. These are different.
Yeah. You know what? I did not expect it. I guess I didn't think about it kind of that way. But I think there is something fun about that family. I think there's a lot of they're loony kazoonie bears and they're meddling and they're in the way. And if they were your real life family, they would make you nutters. But they're also just very loving. They're very supportive. They are, you know, a little bit too much in your business. And I think it makes them fun to read. I think they're fun to read. And I think it's also fun because, you know, whether you've got a super close relationship with your family or not, it's fun to kind of be a part of that for a book. At least that's it for me. Like when I read the Mallory books, for instance, to go old school, you know, a big family, or if you read a lot of found family stuff, it's that sense of family I think is really comforting within books. I love it.
I kind of like knowing. Now you, not to be mean, my friend Avery, you screwed up a little bit though. Because like with the Mallorys, I knew I was going to get book one. And I started reading those young, probably way younger than I should have been.
As did we all.
So, you know, you're reading it and you know that like book two is going to be this. And she wrote those series pretty much like,
Right in a row.
you know, right in a row. I didn't have to wait 2 or 3 years to get the next family member.
That's true.
You want Finn's book. Is that what I'm hearing? You want Finn's book. Everybody wants Finn's
I
book.
would like Finn's book. But that's true because like we got Felicia and her little like Aunt Steady Ways, and then it was a while, and then we got Ford,
Butterface.
and Frankie, and Fallon.
Yeah.
And then we had to
Yes.
wait. a
And then
really
you
long time.
finally, and then you finally get Fiona. So we're left with Finn and Faith was
Mhm.
left. So for our F names, which was the stupidest joke I've ever made.
It's so funny.
Can you keep them straight? Like when you're writing, like do you get
Oh my God,
confused?
I have notes. I'm so bad at names. I call my children the wrong name. Of course I
Same.
have notes for this. So but yeah, no, they're definitely coming. It's sort of, I was just telling somebody today, I was like, I just don't know what order everybody's coming in quite yet. Cause I will tend to, I have a plan, but it's sneaking them into other things. Sort of like what Fiona is with this one, where
Mhm.
she gets to sneak into another series, which is
That's
kind
okay.
of fun.
It is fun, because Jude Devereux does that with her Montgomery and Taggart family. You get them
that's
kind
true.
of interspersed in some of her other series.
Well, but you
So-
kind of do that because you figure like we got Felicia's book and then you did that like the
Mhm.
small
The little side things.
tease of Hardigans, and then we went to the ice nights with Zach and Fallon, and then we went back. We're coming back.
And then we get some more. Well, I will tell you that what I'm really trying to do that I don't know if I'll ever like where it will fit within the calendar is I want to do a novella with the parents' origin story.
That would be amazing.
Look at Leah. She's like, could you just write that for me?
Just
for
right
me.
now?
Or
real
maybe
quick?
like Nana. You could do a Nana book.
Oh, I know. I think that would be fun. But like, cause like think of how like to start a weird little family dynasty with the Hardigans. I just think that those two coming together, it was flash bombs.
Well,
So I'm like, I want that.
and you kind of set it up a little bit too. Like in the background, there's always the mother's family that is way bigger than the Hardigan family that
which is frightening to think about.
that we always are teased about.
Those Madigans.
Madigans.
Yes, the Madigans. So yes.
Because you couldn't get the names closer. The Hardigans.
Yeah, no,
and the
I try not to. I try and mess you people up as much as possible.
Like I think having like, those cousins were going to be so much fun too if we ever get them.
God. You know what? I really need some
need
people
more time.
do Bibles. They need series Bibles, and I really need to do a series Bible.
You probably
because
do.
yes, so I can keep track of everybody. It's true. Me and my bad memory.
Your editor would thank you forever if you probably did.
True.
My editor would thank me forever if I could use a comma correctly. That would be her true wish.
We're not talking about commas.
Forget the rest of it. She just wants me to use commas correctly.
I removed 73 from 2 chapters today that I was copy editing.
Oof,
73 of them. It was a lot of commas.
It's a lot of commas.
I was like, oh, people. Angela says she has a friend with 9 siblings and all their names start with the same letter. Some were very interesting ones. Every time I hear a story about one of them, it reminds me of the Hardigans. That's so funny.
Oh,
that's so funny.
I love that. Now I want to know what letter it is.
Right? Susie went to school with a Mary. Her siblings were Harry, Carrie, Jerry, and Larry.
Rhyming. That takes it to a whole new level. Oh my God, I'm in love with that. Oh, that might be a Madigan family tradition.
They have to rhyme.
Angela says they all start with E. They're all E names.
E names.
E names. Ooh, that's hard.
That would be hard with 9.
With 9?
She did say some more interesting. So
some more interesting.
Sure.
Just
although
drop
I have an
the
E
main
kid,
letter, like Ia instead of Leah. Eki instead of
Eki.
I don't know.
Avery doesn't have that E.
That
Very.
No.
Very. She failed. Very.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I can think of quite a few E names. You got like Ethan and
I mean,
Elizabeth
I have an E kid,
Edward.
so.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So we need to know, is Nana Hardigan, is she modeled after someone?
She is not modeled after anybody. I think she just kind of fits with that family though. Yeah. I think it's You know what I will say? I think that, like, if you look at the Hardigans, it's a very matriarchal family, even though there are these very strong dudes in it. So of course Nana would be like that. I come from a line of like in your face women. So I would think that that probably maybe played a part in it. But no, she's not modeled after any specific person.
She is a hoot. I just love her. And really, when I grow up, I want to be her. I just want to say whatever I want to say. And I already don't have a filter. Okay. It's true. I pretty much do say what I want to say. This is true.
This is true.
It's kind of, it's my thing. Okay. So I am going to put Avery's Facebook link up in the chat. Make sure you follow her on Facebook. You're pretty active on Twitter too.
I am. I will warn everybody, Twitter seems to be my place to scream though. So just so you know.
Just so you know.
Just so you know. But really,
I may have to check that
Twitter
out.
for.
To be honest, I like following you on Twitter because it gives me some insight of things. You make me think about things like I didn't necessarily think about before, especially when it comes to like with the romance industry and some of the stereotypical things that happen within books and such like that. You make me be a better human at times and a better citizen with some of the things you tweet because it makes me think. And I like being challenged.
There you go. Yes. Well, I think Twitter is great because I think because it's like eavesdropping in like the world's biggest bar, right? Yeah. And you just get to eavesdrop on other people's conversations. And sometimes you're like, you should be cut off. And sometimes you're like, I'd never thought of it that way. And I always think that's interesting. I have definitely learned a ton of things because you never know what to ask. Sometimes if you need to ask a question, you don't know what the question is to ask, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And I think Twitter kind of gives an insight sometimes.
Well, it does. And, I kind of want to blame it on being an older Gen Xer too for myself. I want to be thoughtful and conscious in things that I do and what I'm saying and stuff like that. But sometimes being a Gen Xer, it's difficult. You don't always catch on to the nuances. And like, seriously, I have to ask my girl child what certain things mean because I don't always get the reference or know what the thing, like the TikTok thing with the sheets, the sheesh with the arm thing. I'm like,
what is that?
Fuck does that mean? It's just like,
can you explain it to me? I've never gotten it.
I was told that it's like kind of like the old 80s of yes, like it's injecting goodness, like the excitement. It's in your veins, pulsing. Goodness. Yeah.
All right then.
So
I don't think I like that.
It's stupid. It's really stupid. And I swear to God, I'm so grateful, because I homeschool my children. So some things kind of skip us and they're older too. But my boy child has not called me bruh yet. I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
I occasionally get that. Yeah. I occasionally get that. 13-year-old and 15-year-old boys. Yes. It's always an interesting thing.
I didn't get called that, but my 10-year-old last night, he's like, can I just call you mom? I was like, oh, yes.
Oh, not mommy.
No more mommy.
No more mommy.
Just mom. But I like that he asked me. He's like, is it okay if I do that?
Is it okay if I do this? That's sweet. That's very sweet.
It was.
I'm grateful if they remember that I am mom and not, hey, lady.
Yeah. Taxi driver.
Yeah.
Meal maker. Yes.
That's the best question in the world. What's for dinner tonight? It's like 1:00. I don't know. That's hours away, people.
That's hours away.
It's hours away. Or can I have a snack? Didn't you just eat breakfast? Do you really need a snack 20 minutes later?
Yes, they do.
They do.
They do.
They're weird snacks.
Okay, so we still have 2 more books in the Mama Boy series.
Last Man Standing.
Yes, the last.
Mama's Boy Standing. Last Man Standing.
You're good.
I know what they are. I'm excited. I got them all messed up though.
Yes, I had to clarify
She
for
has to clear.
Becky
I had them
who was
mixed
which
up in my head.
book and
Who is which book? Well,
who
we
can't
swapped it
talk to
around.
girls.
So it was originally supposed to be Mansplainer next. And I just got super excited with Griff and I said, I have to write him next. So there
He
you go.
can't
I think
talk to
Griff is gonna
women.
be.
He can't talk to women.
I'm excited for that.
Is it kind of a Big Bang Theory kind of situation where he drinks, he can talk to women?
No, it is more of he has a reason. I won't give it away.
Okay.
It's a reason that will make you mad as to why he doesn't talk a lot. But he's not so much an introvert, so much that he doesn't feel comfortable talking around people he doesn't know.
That's
really
fair.
well. So that's why he's like totally solid talking with his cousins and giving shit and stuff like that.
And grunting around other people.
Yeah, it's other people and especially women. And he doesn't grasp social cues.
That's okay.
So that's part of it as well. So yes. But he's going to get forced into the deep end.
I love him.
I liked him a lot.
I love Griff.
Actually, I really like both him and Nash. Like when they show up after the big blow up.
You liked Nash? Because first of all, I do think Nash is going to have to fall very hard.
I like Nash because I know like he's going to get blown to smithereens when he meets his girl.
Cocky Nash?
Mm-hmm.
I would never do that. I would never do that.
I like him because I know that he is going to be like brought down like 10 pegs like within like 3 chapters.
He's going to fall hard and it's going to be painful to watch because he is going to fight.
But it's going to be amazing at the same time.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's always fun. The people who think that they have the answers to everything, right? Nash is somebody who thinks he's got the answer to everything. So it's always fun to watch them get.
Well, he thinks he's Mr. Cool Guy too. Like he's, gonna bring it.
I mean, he's not. Like, just admit it. He's not.
No.
He's not. So October, November. So we get
October, November.
Okay. Story next, and then.
Yep. Neanderthal October 25th and Mansplainer on November 29th. Yes.
It's going to be so good. Okay, Leah. So you have all of the Hardigans in your list?
Yes.
I do.
Avery's given them to you.
I do, but she did not give me the last one. She was talking about Felicia's story and I remembered Faith.
All right. Can you put them in age order though?
Oh God, no, I can't.
And who's grouped with who?
Well, Frankie and Ford are the twins. No, Frankie and Finn are the twins. Then Ford, Faith, and Fiona are the triplets. Yes. Fallon is in the middle, and then Felicia's the baby.
There you go. She got it.
But I could not give you I couldn't give you out of the triplets who is in the right. Isn't Fiona the middle triplet though? See, now I'm asking.
I have to go back and look.
You're asking me if I can do it. Could you do it?
Probably not. I know Frankie's the oldest. Frankie is the oldest, at least by 30 seconds or whatever it is. I think it was 4 minutes.
Is Frankie the only redhead though?
Frankie is the only redhead. Frankie is.
But I like how they refer to them as the giants too, and then Felicia's so tiny.
Yeah.
But when they showed up on to get Fiona, and he's like, there are giants here.
Well, and you know what? I have to stick up. Okay, so I had that in there, and my editor was like, "Why would a guy think that they're that big?" And I'm like, "They're 6'6". Have you ever been around somebody who's 6'6"? They're huge.
Yeah,
they are.
They're big guys. Yeah. And even to a guy that's 6 feet or 6'2", 6'6" is huge.
Well, that's my husband is 6 foot. But he's not a thin 6 foot. He's a big bulky 6 foot. But he used to work with a guy who was 6'6", and he's yeah, I felt small compared to him.
Yep, we had a contractor one time who was, I think he was 6'5", and my husband's 6'3", so it wasn't even that much of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
But it still was
yeah,
because I'm 5'5", so it was oh my God, you're 4 million miles taller than I am. So
those extra 2 inches, it's a lot.
It's a lot. It is.
2 inches matter, people. 2 inches matter.
In so many ways.
so many ways. Avery, you laugh, but you just said you would come to Drunk Book Club as one of our guest authors.
Yeah, you would have really
Yes.
liked our game at Drunk Book Club this last time.
Last month, Leah provided us with a question about a sexual position, and she had a graphic so we would all be able to visualize what it looks like. She then put the challenge
that it was a sexual position.
She then put the challenge out. Our author was Kelly Jamison, and she put the challenge out.
I love Kelly.
Isn't she the best? She's so sweet.
And her books are amazing. I love.
I don't think she knew what she was getting into when she came.
I don't think anybody knows what they're getting into when they come to that.
So Leah was like, I think that would be better than like a map or family tree in a book. That if you create some kind of fun, quirky position, that there would then be like a
graphic at the end.
A graphic, a guide, a visualization.
Like yes.
So
I'm gonna write in an indie book just so I can do that now.
And I will read that indie book.
Like,
not that I wouldn't read it anyway, but
that would be funny. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Liz would probably be like entangled, be like, no.
We love you, but not that much. That's what
Target says no.
Target says no. They're no fun.
Right? So Leah has a game for us.
Okay.
I did have to look some of these up because I didn't know any either.
We're doing text slang.
Oh God, I suck at this. I use punctuation, people. Full sentences. My children mock me.
Full disclosure, I had to Google it because I couldn't think of more than 5. Because I'm that age. Okay.
I'm with you.
So number 1, if I wrote TDTM, what would I be talking about? Excuse me.
I have no idea. TDTM.
Today, tomorrow.
No, not all of them are dirty. I will preface that one.
Tigger from Winnie the Pooh used to say TTFN. Ta-ta
yes.
for now.
But it's not ta-ta.
TM.
TDTM.
Okay.
Too down to matter.
No,
it's a depression code.
It's talk dirty to me.
Oh my God. Never in a million years would I've got that.
Okay. WTF.
What the fuck?
See, that's an easy one. GNOC.
GNOC. Good night, other countries.
Because that one is gripping the nation. Good night, other countries. Goats, not orca cows. That's what I'm going with.
This one is get naked on camera.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
These would never be in a Hardigan chat.
Okay.
Frankie would definitely block.
Mm-hmm. He likes to threaten that. ISO.
Is seeking information.
Well, I have in search of, but
in search of
would work too. Okay, SMH.
Shake my head.
Mm-hmm. FWB.
Fuck with bears.
What?
I mean, they were on an island.
Yes.
Real quick, in the wedding date disaster, it's a fox, right? This is very random. I have a challenge coming up. It's a fox, right?
It's a fox.
It's a finnick fox, right?
Yes, it's a fox. I had to look it up. I remember this.
Okay.
Fox.
We have a challenge thing coming up where we have to have a cute animal or side character in a book.
Like a half rabbit, 3-legged.
Yes. It's the craziest animal ever. Anyway, I couldn't remember.
FWB is friends with benefits.
Oh, FWB friends with benefits.
Oh, I should have gotten that. Loser. All right.
Okay, last one.
Last one. Okay. RUH.
Are you home?
Close. But think dirty.
Rest up, hussy.
Rest
A
up,
warning
hussy.
and a promise all at once.
It's are you horny?
Rest up, hussy. I like that better.
I do like that better. I'm gonna start using that. Although I don't have any way
can
like
text
reason
it
to
to
use
me.
it.
Call me a hussy.
Rest up, hussy.
We have a late night recording tonight. Rest up, hussy.
Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with us.
Well, it's probably why we all get along so well.
Probably.
Okay, so everybody who is still here, give us a hey in the chat so that we can see who is still here. Because like I said, we have a Buzzing About Romance hoodie, which Leah and I don't even have one yet.
We don't. We should get them.
We should. And, after a drunk book club, Lindsay says you could text everybody, rest up, hussy.
Rest up, hussy. Yeah.
Because it's usually like
need the
3 hours
rest.
of...
It is 3 hours of fun and chaos.
Lindsay says her sister's name is Fallon.
That's awesome.
I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I like that name. It was shot down when we were making baby name lists.
Oh, that happened with me too.
I put rules for names. It's hard. Like, I don't know how authors
We have
do
rules
it.
also.
I think it's hard to name anything. Like, people, dogs, characters. I just think it would be very difficult. For us, though, like, the children's names had to be so that you couldn't make fun of them in reference to our last name. So my husband would put the name to the test to see if it could be made fun of. But then, then there's always like the ex-boyfriend or the ex-girlfriend. Like, I won't name you that. I dated a guy once who was a jackass that was named that.
Somebody else you knew.
Our rules were they couldn't be in the family. So that knocked out like 100 names because my husband's family, both of his parents are one of 7.
Wow.
So like that knocked out a lot, and you couldn't automatically shorten it.
Oh.
See, I don't mind a nickname, but
well, I didn't like because my husband is a Michael, so I didn't want like, and people call him Mike, which is fine, but like I didn't want a name like that where like it's a guaranteed shortening.
Yeah. No,
my problem is my husband's family, they used the same 5 names like every generation, and they're very Irish Catholic names. We've got Michaels, Patricks, Sheila's,
Sean's?
Marys, and Catherines. We did not have
You don't have any
Sean's?
Sean's?
No, not in the immediate family.
Oh my.
There were some Glorias. His grandmother was one of 12, one of 14. Like,
oh wow.
there were lots of them. And so they were all like Michael Patrick or Patrick, Patrick Raphael.
Yeah.
Whatever. So
That's
it was like
funny.
I could do a variations of the names, but they needed to be unique.
A little fresh.
Oh, yes,
little
let's
fresh.
freshen those up. So, because I'm a pain in the butt like that. Well, in our family,
Own it.
the 3 oldest of us are all our names, and then my sister got an A. The youngest got an A. So we were Ray,
Unfair.
Robert, Rebecca, and she got Anne.
Obviously, your parents loved her most.
I think they did. I mean,
I'm the youngest.
I am the youngest also.
Let's just stir up shit just for enjoyment.
It's true. It's so
It
true.
is.
babies of the family are the worst.
Although somehow
Yes,
all of my
we
kids
are.
ended up with 5 letters in their names, like unintentionally. They're all 5 letters.
Huh.
See, there's
We
another
went-
trend for naming them Mardi.
But it wasn't intentional.
But it wasn't intentional. Yeah, we did not go intentional, but now that I'm thinking about it, we've got a 3-letter, 4-letter, and then a 5-letter.
Oh yeah.
And we did not
Nice.
do that intentional because our rules were I wanted to do family name for a middle name. And then my husband's family tradition is a saint's name within there. And so not being Catholic, I just assumed all of my kids would have to be named Joan or Mary. Can I just tell you, there are a list, if you print it out, of Catholic saints like this thick.
There are
So-
books.
There's a
there
lot.
are books.
So yes, so that
Yeah.
turned out not to be a problem.
I was gonna say everybody's pretty much a saint.
Yeah. Not a problem at all.
Yeah. Okay, Avery, pick a number between 1 and 6.
4.
Okay, Miss Carolina, you are the winner. Yay!
Jenny says you just give up. You have just given up by kid 4, like on names. You just give up.
Oh, I think Jenny has like 4 or 5 kids, so that's probably like she speaks her truth. Carolina, send me an email with your sweatshirt size and email address associated to your Amazon, and I will send you a copy of Mama's Boy because this book is so good, you guys. Honestly,
so
yay! I'm
you
so glad you liked it.
You were in the
Don't
top.
start it late though.
Yeah, do not start it at 11 o'clock at night. You were in the top at Apple Books yesterday for release.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Barnes and Noble also, right?
Yeah, it was a bestseller at Barnes and Noble. It's folks are leaving reviews on Goodreads and all the on-sellers. Thank you so much for that. That's a huge help, especially like speaking as a reader. I always find that very helpful when somebody will tell me about the book. So yeah, I always appreciate that. But as an author, that's a huge help too. So thank you guys so much. And everybody who's picked it up, thank you. And you can start it late at night. Your boss will understand.
I mean, I've been known to start.
And that would be the youngest person causing shit for no reason. The youngest sibling. There you go.
What did we decide the put out percentage? Have you heard it? Have you heard what we've started doing,
what
Avery?
Was the put out percentage? It was
put out 45% was the put out percentage.
So wait, what is the put out percentage?
So Steam is very subjective, right? I mean, it's been a big debate on TikTok. It's a big debate over on Instagram. Everybody's Steam
debate
levels,
like in our hive of people also.
And so we have started using put out percentage. It is the percentage of the book that you have to read before there is on-page sexual relations.
Nice. Now, sometimes it can just be a really, really, really good like masturbation scene.
Or make out.
Or make out. Like sometimes it just needs to be really, really hot.
Really steamy. I like that. Okay, 45% before you get to that. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. That sounds kind of typical for me. And then they just bang like bunnies the rest of the book.
Which is amazing. Which is amazing. We love it.
It's like when you finally go to the bathroom after you've been drinking. Once you go, you don't stop.
Right. You broke the seal and it's like you got to keep
the
doing
worst analogy I've ever made in my life.
It works though.
And everybody knew what I meant.
We all do because we're all like, oh yeah, I know that sensation.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
God.
You want to hold out as long as possible. But then you can't.
Wait, there used to be a bar when I went to college that had 10-cent draft beers until the first person went to the bathroom. Then they bumped up to a quarter. And in 1995, that was hard.
That's mean.
A quarter was a lot of money in 1995.
I like it.
But would you hate to be that person? Like who goes?
You wouldn't take that person to the bar with you. That person would get left at home or snuck in later.
It was only one night a week.
Part of their own group.
Yeah, they only did it one night a week. You couldn't leave the bar and come back if you were in. You could leave, but you couldn't come back in until after the price jumped up.
And still get the dime.
Yeah.
So because they knew you were going to leave and go pee and then come back.
Right.
No loopholes, man.
There were not. They thought this out. But you would walk in with your like $5 in dimes and be like, I'm going all in. Maybe get an hour.
Yeah, but an hour on 10-cent beers, you can get a lot of beer in your system in an hour.
There's not a lot to do in my neighborhood.
That's funny.
This is what happens when you live in the middle of nowhere, Ohio.
Believe me, I grew up in Western Nebraska. I know this.
Yeah.
So.
I got nothing. I had cornfields.
You had cornfields. Speaking of Nebraska, did I peek that we might be getting another disaster book in 2022?
There is another disaster book happening. I have we're still waiting to figure out calendar wise, like what order they want stuff in, because we kind of took a look at everything that's on my plate and went, let's not kill her off.
Right. No pressure, anything.
Yes.
We do need the
pressure.
twin book.
Right.
We need that.
I think Web's going to be really fun.
I
I think Web's going to be really
amazing.
fun.
Yeah. He needs to pine, I
I
think.
just, he
Webb needs to pine. He'd be a great
think-
pining hero.
he would be a great piner.
Yeah, I think
so,
it's, you know,
like, and
it's the
Will's such an
meddler. He's the
ass.
meddler. So what happens, you know, when the meddler gets meddled with?
Right.
You know, I think that would be hard because a meddler is just a control freak.
Right.
So,
Right.
I think it would just
he's
be so
the
fun because
secret
like we'll
asshole.
get Will and Hadley in there and like
Mhm.
it's gonna be so
And then there's a rugby team. So who knows?
and Griff can
Those
show
are
up
great
because he plays
thighs.
rugby with them.
Yeah.
Yes, great
Rugby
thighs.
guys have like as nice
Amazing
bottoms
legs.
as hockey players. So
Mhm.
nice.
I do like
Yes.
a rugby, but
Rugby butt.
Nice.
That
pine
could be
there.
a great title. Rugby
Rugby
butt.
butt.
I'll throw that out there.
we should.
Yeah.
Liz will
I'm
be like,
sure.
no.
Liz will be like, no, baby, sit
Liz
down.
is our fun killer.
she,
Sorry, Liz. You're not the fun killer.
she can be sometimes. But she'll tell you that I'm the fun killer. So it all evens out.
She's so nice. She's so sweet. But yes, I can see her totally being like, in a mom voice, being like, we're not doing that. Sit
The
down.
mom
Yes.
voice.
She's the one that always makes me take out my slapstick. She's like, why are you doing it again? And I'm like, I can't help it. She's like, it's not I Love Lucy. And I'm like, I
But
know.
it could be.
But it's fun.
It's fun.
It's
People will
fun. So if you
laugh.
read my books and you're like, this is a little over the top. Oh, honey, you should have seen it before.
Right.
That's
I
all I
like
can
a little
say.
more over the top.
We're probably not the demographic test.
It's true. We're not. We're bad influences.
We are. We hear that often. Susie
That's
says
okay.
that Nebraska is the state of no radio stations.
Yes, she is not wrong.
No
I-
radio stations.
Yeah, no, before like satellite radio and stuff, when I would drive home from college, it was 13 hours, right?
A long drive.
And yeah. And I'd get like 3 hours away from home and there were no more radio stations.
You're like, I'm close, but not close
Yeah.
enough.
And then I'd have to get like 45 minutes away from my house and then I'd start getting radio stations again.
So funny.
So yes, there's definitely dead zones big time.
That's so funny. Avery, thank you so much for joining us this evening. This was so much fun. It's always a
Thank
delight
you guys
to
for
chat
having
with you.
me.
We adore having you. Everybody can find Mama's Boy out right now wherever you buy books. Are paperbacks coming after we get...
The paperback is there now. It is just not, for some reason, Amazon is being Amazon and not hooking it to the same page. So if you put
Okay.
Mama's Boy in the search engine, it'll just come up in a separate entry.
search? Okay.
Eventually it'll get connected, but who knows?
Or
Okay.
maybe not.
Or
'cause it's
you can
Amazon.
find paperbacks then at Barnes & Noble.
There you go. That too.
So, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
We
you
were
guys.
so happy to have you here with us this evening. It's always a good time. Thanks to everybody who came along to join us. We will see you next time.
Happy reading, everybody.